Okay, well, we had a little laugh to get things started here. Okay, it's 4 minutes after 8 o'clock. It's time for Island Tea, and our returning champion is in the house. PJ, my man.
Good morning to everybody. You know,
Oh,
I prefer my acronyms. You know, I like the AZ.
You
Or
prefer-
you could
you
even
prefer
do the
the AZ.
AG.
Eh?
You know,
AG? What?
yeah, you don't want to confuse people with this PJ.
Azard Gumbs.
Yes,
PJ.
AG.
PJ,
Not a-
but that's a
Not the
it's a
Attorney
very,
General
it's
just
a
yet.
very exactly. I never will be.
But let
For
me-
me, anyway. I mean me. Never will be.
let me tell
Huh?
you,
Yeah.
you cannot take away what someone has been given at birth. And I'm not talking about the Attorney General position. I'm talking about my initial AG.
Oh, you saying you're giving it at birth?
I'm saying my initials
okay.
are AG.
Yeah, we
AG.
know Azard Gumbs.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, but we were just
We know.
teasing about
We're
future.
just teasing you.
Yeah, you guys are crazy this morning.
In case,
you guys
uh,
are crazy. What you guys been drinking this morning? What you
case-
guys been drinking this
case you
morning?
wonder-
I had Milo tea. What did you have?
I had nothing. That's why I'm seeing right now. And
Yesterday I
I'm
brought tea and
perhaps the only same
no
person in this
Azard.
room.
See, he
Please
needs
leave-
something to
Please
start.
leave Kale to this.
He needs something to start. He needs something to start this morning.
Yeah, so a beautiful morning to everybody. This
Yep.
is Terrific Thursday. I am your host, Azard Gumbs, and of course, we have a beautiful lineup. At 9 o'clock, we're supposed to have BPW and representative from BPW, yes. We're also supposed to have at 9:30 the CFBC dance ensemble. I would have to exit before that though because I have matters at court to deal with. And it has been a busy week. I do apologize for not being here for majority of the week. It's really been busy, you know. And so I hope that everyone is well. I hope that everyone is doing well. And you know, Kortensia Jamsa, I was reading an article this morning. And you know what article it was about? What the article was about?
Alcohol?
It was about our brothers and sisters in Haiti.
Oh.
Yes, we
okay.
know that, you know, the prime minister, he resigned.
Yes, I saw
And,
that.
you know, there has been talk about a presidential council being put in place.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Has that happened? I forgot my phone this morning.
Yes.
Folks, when you have two bags and you put the phone in the other bag that you're going to need for later on, and then you just walk out the car and leave it there.
but
Yeah.
you know what has happened, though? As
No,
soon
I wanna
as
know.
things have been, you know, look like it's getting on the way
Uh-huh.
in Haiti, there is another,
Barbecue again?
no, but there's division again.
Oh, boy.
So
You
this-
mean in the presidential council?
So look, yeah.
Okay,
So
okay, let us hear.
here we have there was a sudden announcement of a prime minister, and that divided Haiti's new council. Yeah.
How you mean a sudden announcement of a new prime
You-
minister?
You're talking about the sports and youth and sports minister who was appointed as prime
Yes.
minister. Yeah. So that's causing some.
So I said to
Oh,
myself,
so they don't want him either?
I said to myself, we had the resignation
Mm-hmm.
because of what has happened before.
Yes.
There was talk that by the former prime minister that he will resign, given that there would be
Council.
a council, a presidential council, and that presidential council be in place. Now we have the presidential council in place. The announcement of the prime minister has now given really has been coming with that divide. So here is a Loop article. It says 15 hours ago. So persons want to read it, they could go to Loop Caribbean News and try to the article and read it. It says a surprise announcement that revealed Haiti's new prime minister is threatening to fracture a recently installed transitional council tasked with choosing new leaders from the gang-riddled Caribbean country. 4 of the 7 council members with voting powers said Tuesday that they had chosen Fritz Belizier as prime minister, taking many Haitians aback with their declaration and unexpected political allegiance. It says here that the council members who opposed Belizier, who served as Haiti's sports minister during the second presidency of René Préval from 2006 to 2011, are now weighing options including fighting the decision or resigning from the council. So here, a person with direct knowledge of the situation who did not want to be identified because negotiations are ongoing said the council's political accord had been violated by the unexpected move, and that some council members are considering other choices as potential prime minister. The council on Tuesday was scheduled to hold an election and choose its president, but 2 hours a profuse apology later, one council member said that not only a council president had been chosen, but a prime minister as well. Murmurs rippled through the room. And so here he goes on to say that and is a quote by Montana. It says, the political and economic mafia forces have decided to take control of the presidential council and the government so they can continue to control the state. End of quote. Haitian politics have long been characterized by secretive dealings, but many worry that the country cannot afford further political instability as gangs lay siege to the capital of Port-au-Prince and beyond. This is a quote. People change parties like they're changing their shirts, said Francois, a professor of political science at Queens College in New York and a former Haitian politician. He spoke during an online webinar on Tuesday evening. Like others, he said that he believed that John Cha Moise, a powerful politician who was a former senator and presidential candidate, was behind Belizier's nomination. Interestingly, this is a quote, interestingly, Moise, of all the politicians there, is one calling the shots, Pierre Louise said. Moise, however, does not sit on the council. His party is represented by Emmanuel, who is among the 4 council members who support Belizier. The others are Smith, Louis, Edgar, the council's new president, and Egda, the council's new president. They could not be immediately reached for comments. Okay. So there you had it, and the article still goes on. It's pretty long, and it's really speaking about the division as it relates to, everything.
You said the mafia, so the mafia is running, some of the mafia is running Haiti?
That's what they're saying behind the scenes.
What?
Yeah.
Haiti's never, is it ever gonna, let me not say never, is it ever gonna have any form of proper leadership, peace? I don't understand. From saying you're gonna have an election to not having an election to just selecting the next prime minister. What if the man barbecue don't like that? Oh, because it seemed like the executed president Moise, it looked like he was working with Mr. Barbecue and things were a little better back then. But so this Moise is working. I don't know.
It is, and this comes on the heel.
Are the two Moises related?
I'm wondering.
And this comes on the heel because just recently on April 26th, the article was published saying that CARICOM welcomes installed presidential council in Haiti.
Yeah,
so we
had
an article, and then looking at it, so April 26th, an article is published again by Loop News Caribbean talking about CARICOM being welcoming of the installed presidential council, and then today is what? May 2nd?
Yeah.
About just after a week.
Over a week.
Well, just a little under, because if...
5? When you said the 25th?
The 26th. So
okay.
The 26th, I think, was last week Friday. So today is Thursday. So even in less than a week, there has been some sort of wrangling even
just
after the article.
5 today, yeah. Yeah, less than a week.
Yeah. And this CARICOM article that was published just about a week ago says CARICOM welcomes install transitional presidential council in Haiti, and it goes on to say the heads of government of CARICOM has welcomed the formal installation of the transitional presidential council in Haiti. A statement, CARICOM said the formal installation of a 9-member council on Thursday marked a significant achievement through the process driven by Haitians in the interest of Haiti. And he went on to say that CARICOM said that it also represented a critical step forward for both council and the Haitian people in addressing the protracted multidimensional crisis afflicting the country. So it goes on with a quote, says that this is the opportunity to craft a new beginning which will give all Haitians renewed hope for a return, constitutional government, stability, and sustained development. So all of that was said before. And then in less than a week, after the installation, it's division
Haiti
again.
wants to do their own thing, and I really think that the powers be should let Haiti do their own thing, because obviously.
But these are Haitian people here.
Yeah, but it's obvious that the upper echelon doesn't care about the lower people below. Because if you are going to promise somebody something that's going to quell the entire nation, including the gangs, why not do that? Why go and do something? But then, as they said, they have people behind us calling the shots, so to each his own.
I was just about to let you guys know who some of the people behind calling the shots. The Americans are busy mining the iridium.
So
and
it's them?
they're using the American military to get the iridium out. So then it's not even a traditional mining company. So it is in their interest to keep Haiti in anarchy, confusion, strife, and despair.
Well, and as I said yesterday, there's always something going on behind the scenes
Of
when
course.
they're keeping our attention focused on something. Because this morning in passing,
Haiti's also oil rich. That hasn't really been tapped yet. But
no. I was watching the television and I see that the police was at UCLA trying to break up the encampment that's happening outside. I think they achieved something, but there's me in my mind thinking about racism and said, boy, that was a black university. They would have never just had baton and that. Somebody would have been dead already.
You'd have had a surfeit of cracked heads.
And that's what I'm saying, because those batons would have been used, but because of the ethnicity of the persons that are protesting, they're just going to use.
And then, Fordham University, they had the thing spread to Fordham University in New York, and then the police went in and cleared them out as well. And that happened to New York. New York was started at New York University first, well, and UCLA basically around the same time. And so,
but I wonder what are the thought process of these young people, because they're saying some of them could face expulsion, etc., etc. It's like
what people don't realize is that black people are waking up for one, and everybody else is waking up to the fact that the Zionists, meaning Israel and the people who support them, who support the whole Israeli state thing, they're waking up to the fact that these people use anti-Semitism. They've been using that for decades as a way to clamp down on people, just pointing out wrong, just pointing out objective wrong. Like, you can't just be killing people like that and bombing people indiscriminately. Oh, you're anti-Semitic. No, people are waking up. And people are like, no. If you're a supposedly protected group and you do something wrong, I'm not supposed to call it out just because you're a protected group. Yeah.
Because it's the children that are suffering most.
Exactly.
Most recently, I saw a baby that survived 5 days in a dead mom, and I said, that's God. And he was born premature, and now he will know none of his family, his mom, his dad, his brothers, his sisters, because they all perished in that particular situation.
I mentioned yesterday on Voices how Don Lemon did a piece. I should play that. I'll play a piece of it at some point. Because he's on his own now and he has his show on YouTube.
Have you seen it yet?
I've been watching. I subscribed actually. Okay. I watched because he was on Real Time on Friday with Bill Maher, and I said, okay, you should go and subscribe to his YouTube channel.
He got thrown off of the one with Elon Musk once he asked.
So you remember I was telling you yesterday? Yeah, remember I was telling you yesterday?
Remember he wasn't here.
Oh, he wasn't here. You always telling?
Yes, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, he lives close to. Yeah, he was here. I remember looking at him.
No, at all. Remember you announced that he had high court yesterday.
Yeah, I had a trial yesterday.
It was you was telling he lives close to New York University, so he went there with his phone.
You told me that. No,
I wasn't here.
You miss him so much. Boy, he was not here at all yesterday. Remember, it was me and you.
Yeah, but he seemed to like I remember looking at him when I was saying that. But okay, maybe
we spoke about it a tad bit on Monday, and he wasn't even here Monday. It was Tuesday.
You were sitting over there.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay. So he spoke to a Jewish a professor actually, and a young guy, and a Palestinian American person, and also like let's say a Gentile, a Gentile female, and they're all. I mean, can you imagine? Someone sent me a video with and he's always expressed his opposition, and he's a Jew. Sanders, Bernie Sanders, the Vermont senator.
Yeah, I know who he is.
And somebody sent me a video. I mean, there's something definitely going on now where here you have Jews coming out and calling out Jews and saying, no.
Stop it.
And then someone made a point yesterday where they said, well, a friend of mine called me last night and he said, people are always, okay, what happened on October 7th happened, but then he said a lot of the times the way the news is covered, they cover it from the middle and they say, the Palestinians started the thing, and then he said, but he said that's the middle. They're not talking about 1947, 1949 when the Jewish state was set up and these people's land was taken away and blah 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 blah, right? And people are waking up. No, people are not like, no, I'm not in this. Okay, I mean, it's like sometimes it's the same thing with when people criticize the Chinese. If you say, oh, the Chinese steal people's ideas and intellectual property, and they undercut the price and they sell it, and oh, you're anti-Chinese. Well, isn't that an objectively wrong thing? Isn't that a fact? Yeah. How am I racist for pointing out that? So it's the same thing with Israel. For so many years, people used to be on eggshells about pointing out the crap they do. Right? Kanye West got in trouble.
Kanye West got demoted from everything. Yes. Kanye West lost everything for pointing out that they are the ones in charge.
He said they control all the money. They control most of the banks. Yeah. They control the Federal Reserve in the United States. They control the record labels. Yep. They control the Hollywood.
You see New York.
How is that?
Almost all the stores in New York.
How is that anti-Semitic? Yes. I've been in Jewish stores to buy stuff.
They have one little thing. Yeah, we went to a computer store one time in Uptown New York, and when I look at the whole plaza as you go up, they're all the same. Yeah, literally, it reminds me of St. Martin a bit, where you see all the same people. Yeah.
Hello, voices. I'm saying voices. I'm still in voices more from yesterday.
You say that and you catch Azard's attention immediately. You should have seen his face over here, like what?
I would say maybe
I did voices yesterday.
Maybe he's speaking to the voices in his.
You see what I said?
I talked about it yesterday.
Is there a call, Jamster? That's what you want to say?
Yeah, there was a call.
Oh, there's a call.
Yeah, that's what do you think I did?
I thought you were talking to the voices in your head.
To the call, and I had the thing up.
I'm just teasing you. I'm just teasing you.
Listen,
I know you wouldn't answer those voices in your head.
I'll deal with him.
I'll be out of it. I won't be here when the dealings are happening.
I know that those voices in your head. You won't answer them on
Try this.
here.
Let's see. Okay. Caller, are you there? Hello, caller. Oh God.
Who are you talking to, Jamster?
I know.
Sometimes you hear it as that, but then you're not hearing it. I don't understand. We really need to get the
guys. I was just while you guys were talking. I was here looking at an article. It says, May Day is celebrated by many on May 1st.
Yes, except us.
Yeah, I talked about that yesterday. I talked about that.
Yeah.
Not on voices. I kind of went into the May 1st. What? No, I did voices yesterday.
Yeah, so we're just laughing because of what he said.
I know that, and then I know you voices.
I'm not studying him.
We're here on Island Tea, even though we don't have the tea in here.
Where we have tea, Azard don't show up.
Yes.
Island Cafe.
I made it known that yesterday. I couldn't, man.
That's
so
okay.
yes. So May Day is celebrated on May 1st for many countries. It's also known as Labor Day to some in some countries, and also International Workers' Day. So people use those names and words and however they describe it interchangeably. Yep. Labor Day, May Day, International Workers' Day.
And Law Day in the U.S.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they celebrate, Labor Day in September.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
September 1st?
So apparently May 1st in the U.S. is Loyalty Day and Law Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this article was saying, right, that workers, activists, and others in Asian capitals and European cities took to the streets on Wednesday to mark May Day with protests over rising prices and government labor policies and calls for greater labor rights.
Okay.
You understand? So May Day, which falls on May 1st, is observed in many countries to celebrate workers' rights.
Exactly.
May Day events have also given many opportunity to hear general economic grievances or political demands. This year, they said here in the article too, that police in Istanbul detained dozens of people who tried to reach the central Taksim Square in defiance of a government ban on marking Labor Day as a landmark location. So it says here that, President had long declared Taksim off limits for rallies and demonstration on security grounds, but some political parties and trade unions have vowed to march to the square, which holds symbolic value for labor unions. And it says here in 1977, unidentified gunmen opened fire on a May Day celebration at Taksim, causing a stampede and killing over 34 people. Yeah, so he says on Wednesday, police erected barricades and sealed off routes leading to the Central Square. Public transport in the area was also restricted. Only a small group of trade union representatives were permitted to enter the square and lay wreath on the monument in memory of the victims of 1977.
On the yesterday we were talking about that too,
Mm-hmm.
the May Day, because Jamsa, was it you that told me that Pam still calls it May Day, but
it's May Day. I mean, other persons call it, as I said before, May Day is referred to it. There are number of names that it's
understood,
referred
yeah,
to it.
but
yeah.
Jamsa was saying that you folks still maintain the May Day.
Yeah,
you use that word.
Yes.
Do you march on that day for workers' rights, or do you? What does your
Well, for the People's Action Movement, it has been the tradition to hold celebration, in terms of workers' rights and everything. We meet at the party headquarters. We this Monday are going to have, breakfast, lunch, dinner on sale. We always have the bar that is always there for drinks. It's a celebration mode for persons, and to celebrate workers' rights, we look at the Protection of Employment Act that was brought to St. Kitts and Nevis under the PAM administration that we currently have. And we've also seen a lot of first time I want to say is that under the People's Action Movement, it has been very progressive as we look at workers and their rights. Of course, we still have in today's society, the laws could be improved. There could be changes, improvement. Law has to evolve as society evolves to meet the day-to-day realities of the society. And so, these are things that we as a people should be thinking about, how far we've come, where we are, and where we want to go. And again, it needs a uniformed approach from perhaps an independent organization. The best
the trade union?
Yes, but we've had discussions here where the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party was birthed, as they say, from the trade union. So you have in a sense they're acting as one in a sense. It would give that political overtone that is not needed for that time to be going and being a part of a political party's event.
Okay.
That would be skewed towards that political party.
I was saying, right, I didn't pay attention to this before. When the coalition was in power, was it a march for better workers' rights? Because I don't remember the march. Because I believe that's what it should be. Like, everybody should march for workers' rights, and it shouldn't just be a political day. If you understand what I'm saying, it should be about the workers, because
Yes.
in Guyana, it's about the workers. In Barbados, it's about the workers. In St. Vincent, it's about the workers. It's
Look
not
at it.
about
Look
the
at
party
this. Yes,
way.
but the reason why I made mention to this article is because when I started reading the article, it said workers,
Yeah, that's what it's for.
activists, and others in the Asian capitals and European countries. So you see this match or this thing that they're
It's
having
for the
came from
betterment
the
of
no, but it came
workers.
from the workers.
Exactly. In Guyana
It came
yesterday,
from
the
the
trade
activists,
unions
you understand?
were marching. The workers' union were marching. Workers in general were marching with their placards. Barbados was the same thing. I
So
don't understand.
it's not going to come. I mean, political parties can have their own celebration, but it must come from the workers themselves and the activists themselves.
So you think the workers need to stand
Because
up
if
and the activists and said, let's march for the betterment of our
Yes,
Okay.
because if it comes from a political party, it's not going to receive the attention and support that it needs. It must come from the
Okay.
people themselves, the workers.
Okay, so you're calling on workers, workers themselves.
Because
to march
and I'm
for
not
what
saying
they-
that political parties can celebrate the day as they choose, because political parties are also organizations. They would celebrate the
But
days
that
as
day
well.
is not to be political. That day is for the workers.
No, what I'm saying, even if a political party does something, it doesn't take away from workers and other persons in society from doing something.
Okay.
We have society is vast.
Okay.
So one political party having an event maybe in the afternoon or event in the morning, how does that take away from the rest of society from
Okay.
farming and doing something? You understand? So that is what I'm saying.
Hi,
Also-
call. Wait, let's see if this. Hello, caller. Okay.
We haven't had callers for the whole week now.
Man.
We've had.
Oh, we've
had, but
they've been
662
calling the
and
international.
an international number.
Yeah.
Oh. So let's encourage them to call the international.
Yeah,
number
I've
then.
been doing that all week.
What?
so
But they know the number?
they know the numbers, but
Yeah.
I can read them again.
Yeah.
No, man, it's very frustrating.
So Jams to give them that international number
Yeah,
so we
some-
can have a conversation with the people.
Yeah, and I mean, we've looked and we've seen. We are, and it has to be. I mean, the trade union has to be as
But you know-
objective.
Yeah.
Not just having persons who are known activists or known supporters of one political parties leading the trade unions. It's going to come off as it being the same thing.
I made a proposal. I don't know if you were here. I don't know if you were here when I made the proposal. I was saying I really would like to see a non-partisan, all parties and orgs in Labor Day, and where you could even have a situation where every year maybe a different organization takes the lead. Like I think earlier in the week I was saying, okay, business and professional women, for argument's sake, small business association the next time, teachers union, stuff like that.
Because that's what it's about.
Yeah, and then even the political parties, but just keep it
But can the
non-partisan.
political parties agree to
Keep
not
it,
make it about
not
them?
make it about them. Yes.
As I said, they want to have something in the afternoon or whatever. But just encouraging people to go out
Yeah.
and march for workers' rights, what they would like to see improved.
Exactly.
And ask the current government of the day, the government to come, let them know this is how we the people are thinking.
Okay, we're getting us. Oh, wow! The 662 was just ringing, and I was
So,
about. Oh, here we
yeah.
go. Let's see if this works. Okay, man. Come
Hello,
on.
good morning.
Oh boy. Okay, try again, caller.
Please do. We would appreciate that.
Yes.
So,
I see Rusty on, and I hope this is Rusty.
I know, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
it's a fraud Rusty
Gotta
going
make sure.
around.
Gotta make sure.
And he
he's-
says it's May Day here in Taiwan, and it was yesterday. So he's saying in Taiwan they say
Oh, the
May Day.
second. Okay.
No, he's saying
in Taiwan, the word they refer to is Mayday.
Yes,
Got you.
and it was
Okay.
yesterday.
Okay, so
Okay.
that's definitely Rusty. I don't think
Rusty loves his Taiwan.
I don't think the
Good morning, Rusty.
I don't think the impersonators care about that. That's,
Oh boy, Rusty's
They more care about causing trouble. Eh?
yes, exactly.
saying things Rusty won't say.
Yes.
Mm.
So yeah,
boy.
so
Well, maybe I might be giving them ideas, or they might think,
yeah.
Oh Lord.
They might be
Okay.
saying, maybe I need to make my subterfuge more convincing, and talk about Taiwan, and stuff like that.
So yeah. So maybe, but it must come from the people. It must come from the workers. And interesting when I look at the article again, and when you look at the article, what they marched for was they protest over the rising prices
And
and
little bit of
government
money.
labor policies,
Guess
and
who's on the
called for
phone?
greater labor
Rusty.
rights. Oh, we have Rusty on the phone. Rusty, how is it? How is it there in Taiwan?
Corona one, how are you?
Sir?
Oh boy.
What's going on?
Jumps, you have us talking to ourselves? We thought you had Rusty.
Oh, Rusty got so many names. Rusty, corroded one. Oh my
Rusty,
God.
go ahead. You're not hearing us? What's going on? Oh, I know what happened.
Oh boy.
I know what happened. Wait, okay.
Jamster, I have to really see what's in that cup that you're drinking.
Hey, Rusty, go ahead. Hey, what's up?
I faintly hear something, but I can't hear much. What's happening? Oh man. Oh boy.
Okay, Rusty, call back. There must be something wrong with your connection, because you should have been true. There's nothing wrong.
Okay.
No, now we hear the call.
Okay, let's try again.
Jamster. Oh boy.
Rusty,
Rusty.
Rusty, what's up?
Oh boy.
Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna
Restart everything.
do that first, and then.
Okay.
Okay, you guys go ahead in the meantime. Let me see.
Okay, so as I was saying before, they called or they protest for the raising prices and government labor policies, and they call for greater labor rights. And these are things I think too we could be matching for.
What did I
as well.
say? Petitions and evasions don't protest. And I'm going to say it again. I don't understand. Y'all have all this mouth. Y'all don't get me though, and y'all see me on the road. Y'all have all this mouth, and y'all don't do anything, man. Just go over there.
I made a point about the 2nd of it was the first. Sorry, it was the 1st of
Me.
May was Labor Day here in Taiwan.
Okay.
All right, and to come back to St. Kitts and workers. Now you all got to understand, in St. Kitts, everything is done St. Kitts way. Everything is St. Kitts way. So don't compare September Labor Day in the United States and other Labor Day in Guyana and those places, because those people are much more knowledgeable. Don't want to use any wrong words. Much more knowledgeable than us in St. Kitts. And so when Labor Day first came around, I don't know exactly when it first came around, but when I started knowing it in the 70s, it was always Labor Day match. And it always had labor people. I talked to you all about Morris, who was in charge of the band playing that kind of stuff. So it's not going to be very easy. And Jamster keeps saying 4-8 and them kind of people, Rotary, and it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen, because the first thing they're going to think, they're into politics. And the second thing is that even if you want to have workers match in St. Kitts and civil servants decide they're going to match, the first thing the government is going to do is to specifically look at who's matching, and they'll be back terribly in the book. So they might treat them badly at work and that kind of stuff.
But that shouldn't be the case, though. That shouldn't be the case.
Of course it should. Listen, I agree with you, it shouldn't be the case. But a lot of things shouldn't be the case. Ministers and so they firing people because they ain't like their Pam. There's a guy who's saying on your chat since last night and night before, or whatever the night was, he keeps saying, Labor hold on to too many community workers. What nonsense is that? A man saying the government holding on to too many community workers. Simmons held a lot of labor people when he took over the government. It's not that they had PAM people to the job, but he kept them because they had the knowledge and they were doing the work. But we don't behave like that generally. So you got to cater to the crowd you're catering to. And that's what Labor knows better than PAM. They got the crowd and work the crowd the way they want to work the crowd. Look at this. Labor is treating the crowd bad. And there's a girl on your Facebook page right now writing, her name is Glenda Nisbet. She's writing all kind of crap about you guys. And one guy said yesterday, the same guy who talked about firing community workers, he said, I can't stand this show anymore tonight because Troy is going to talk Pam agriculture. And he's supposed to be, as I give him some stuff on the page, a vegetarian. Could you imagine that? That's how we behave in our country. So don't come and think because you think, oh, we should have a Labor Day match where people match themselves. That it is going to happen. It's not going to happen. These people are diehard Pam, diehard Labor. The only two person I know in saying it who are not diehard Pam and not diehard Labor is Rusty and Michelina. Them is the only two people I know. They don't care what.
But Rusty, about me.
They don't care what they say about their party. They come out and tell you what it is.
Okay.
They come out and tell you facts are facts. I mean, I'm serious. I'm
Fair
dead
enough.
serious.
Fair enough.
I mean, it might be a joke. It might be a joke to many people. But I know I talk about my party. People think I'm talking bad about my party. If I had a child and the child doing something, don't I take out the belt and stand the child and talk to the child?
Yeah. Yeah.
But if I talk about Pam and say, Pam do this, Pam do that, Pam say, oh, he cussing us. Don't study with him. Don't do this, don't do that. There's a lady, Pam, who don't even know she chatting me. She's chatting me to a friend of mine. I know everything she says about me. And that's how it goes. You can't think these people are so ignorant. They won't take time to figure out what is right and what is wrong. And that's the problem. So please don't hurt your head up too much with that. And the thing I was going to say is going to embarrass me. I think Pam had a match back then. It was called Brush If You're Brushing. A friend of mine on the internet right now, I probably should get the right stuff. I don't know if it was a match because the people had problems with the lights and I don't remember exactly. I'll find it.
So when was this, Rusty? How long ago was this match?
This would have been in the 70s.
Well, Rusty, do you think that the leaders of the parties that we have in the Federation should just let the people know that the day is about them and not about it being party oriented? Do you think that could ever work in this federation? Am I being too hopeful?
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. And there's going to be another public meeting by Labour. There was a public meeting yesterday or the day before yesterday for Labour. I don't know if you all know that. You all know that?
I saw something around the internet.
There was a public meeting in St. Paul's.
Okay.
You know why they went to St. Paul's? Because 90% of the people who are going to go to the match on Monday, whatever date it is, they're going to come from St. Paul's in their paid-for vehicles. That's the first thing. There's going to be another meeting. I think it's going to be in Central. They normally have one in St. Paul's, and now it's going to be Central because the match is in Central. So wherever in Central the minister want the match, they're going to be in Central. And then that's what's going to happen. But you say you don't watch the match, Kortensia, but if you watch the match, the best part and the biggest part of the Labor Day match is the band. When Grandmasters, I'm sure is going to be the band. When Grandmasters playing, everybody going to be jamming with Grandmasters. Everybody, Pam, Labor, UNEP, Dog, Nep, or everything. And even PLP going to be matching. Even PLP going to be matching.
Just for the band. Just for the band.
PLP. Just for the band.
Okay.
Just for the band.
Okay.
So you see. And one last thing. You will see the first part of the match going with the match and the what do you call it, girls with the stick? Majoress. You see the majoress in front. And then you're going to see like a long 10, 30 minutes and then the jam coming up behind. And then I'm saying, oh, we have a long match, a lot of people in the match. And then I got massive Pat Ciala's field and do what I had to do. That's basically it. That's basically it. I would tell you, Pam will have a much better time on Labor Day because people come for breakfast, they go home, come back for the afternoon fair and stay on for the night. So you have constant buying from morning. I think it's 6 o'clock in the morning, you start and you keep going up. That's the difference. That's the only difference. And Pam people, not Pam people, Labor people will come from the Labor function, come over to Pam and buy the food. I don't know if the food is better at Pam or not. I don't know. But that will happen.
Okay,
all right, guys, I take up enough of your time. Thanks a lot for your time. I'll listen off here.
Okay.
Thank you for your contribution, Rusty.
Yeah, Rusty.
Okay,
yes.
guys, let's take a quick break and we're gonna come back and. And just before we go, we had the homegoing ceremony for Adrian yesterday.
Yes.
I ended up not going to the church because we brought the broadcast, so I had to be here.
Yes.
Okay.
So he's on higher ground right now.
different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
This Mother's Day, celebrate her. Be loved with beautiful hand-finished jewelry from Pandora. Give like only you can, with styles that shine as bright as your special bond. From radiant symbols to heartfelt messages, find the perfect way to light up her day. Tell her, thank her, be loved. Shop Pandora Jewelry today.
Available at IC Jewelers for Zante. Call 466-5853 for details.
Portsmouth's Value Mart IGA is helping you spend less and save more. How, you ask? Essential Everyday and Equiline. Spend less on our Essential Everyday products and get the best quality, the best taste, and the best value. Spend less for all your family health and beauty needs with the Equiline brand of over-the-counter products. Portsmouth's Value Mart IGA is helping you spend less. With our Essential Everyday products and Equiline over-the-counter health and beauty care products. Shop smart and spend less at Value Mart, where price matters most.
And we're back. It's 8:46. One of Adrian's favorite artists, is bass player Marcus Miller.
I figured.
He's producer. This guy, he produced Luther Vandross and so. You know that song "Love Power" by Luther Vandross? He produced that. He produced "Any Love."
Oh.
You know "Any Love"?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I know Luther Vandross.
Yeah.
Very well. As just continued empathies and sympathies.
He
to the
played
family
bass
of the
on
late Adrian
Mariah Carey's first big hit, "Vision of Love." He played bass on that. This guy playing there, yeah. So one of Adrian's favorite artists. That album there, I bought that album because of Adrian, because Adrian got it first, and I said, "Oh, yeah, I gotta get that album." So.
okay. So you could even hear the part, but till I reach the highest. It songs like that.
Yeah, Higher Ground. He's a cover of Higher Ground.
Okay.
The phones are going crazy for some reason. Let's see what's going on.
So can we see if we can get a call then?
Yeah, call. Go right ahead. Hey, caller, go right ahead.
Jamsa, are you sure we're getting calls?
Yeah, getting
Jam,
calls.
so why is he matching you up?
Yeah, I know. He thinks I'm drinking liquid.
Gold?
Liquid. No, liquid. Some kind of hallucinogen over here or something. I don't know.
I was just trying to be.
Yeah.
Yes.
So where were we?
You were
Oh
hoping
yes,
to get
I
a
wanted to
caller.
talk about. Yeah, there were just 2 calls. I pressed it, nothing and nothing. So I just wanted to, just for some regional perspective, to our to flesh out our situation here. Oh, you're back, huh? Okay, so water rates have been increased in Dominica. Effective June 1st, consumers in Dominica will pay a new water guarantee charge, which was announced by the Dominica Water and Storage Company, DOASCO. The water access charge is broken down as follows. Domestic customers, $15 per month. Small businesses, I don't even know if we have, do we have, what if you have, doesn't seem like we have separate rates for, they have separate rates for small business, medium, and large. So small business, $100 per month. Medium commercial businesses, $175 per month. And large commercial businesses, $800 per month. So I guess like a brewery and so on.
Yeah, so they're not measuring the amount of water, then they're just charging accordingly.
Yeah, and explaining why the increases are necessary, I thought this was interesting. During a media conference today, that was yesterday, Chairman of the Board of DOASCO, Louis Patrick Hill, says DOASCO has found itself in a position where it needs revenue and additional resources to manage the company in order to provide water to all residents of Dominica. He also referenced, off the top of my head, 2 hurricanes in the past where the water system was damaged. The water system was damaged, and he said that they had to go and buy replacement parts and that kind of thing. So he said that they want to make sure in this case that when stuff happens, they have all the parts they need on hand.
Okay.
So I just thought I'd read that because I think here we are really spoiled, and sometimes we seem to think that we're special somehow. And
aren't you?
And
aren't you special?
No.
Alrighty.
We just have a particular cocktail of circumstances that makes things a little easier for us here, but we're not special.
Okay.
So we need to disavow ourselves of this idea that we're special.
Oh boy.
I just thought it was important that people hear that Dominica, who has way more,
Dominica has 365 rivers, one river for
but what
every
you're
day.
making, yeah, Dominica would have more water access in terms than we do in terms of. Remember, we had Mr. Cromwell.
Yeah.
And he was here, and he really brought down the water situation.
Yes.
And when we look at, I think he mentioned Dominica too. And everyone knows Dominica with the 365 rivers that they boast for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have access to water. It's surface and otherwise.
Indeed.
Okay, let's try this again. Caller, go right ahead. Hi, caller.
Good morning to everybody.
662.
Good morning.
Hi, go ahead.
Morning.
Good morning.
Okay, let's try and leave Jesus out of it this morning. All right, let's go.
Hello, repeat.
I said let's try and leave Jesus out of it this morning.
Well, no, I can't do that because he's the only proper way to discuss things. He's the only one who has the truth. So
Well, he's not gonna come and drill for water for us. That's for sure. But anyway, go ahead.
Where he gave us the water in the first place. No. First of all,
Greg, I love you.
Yeah. First of all, you all were saying that because people criticize, for example, the Jews, people are called anti-Semitic. Right? But also, it isn't just that alone. There are certain ideas that are held in the black community and certain leaders that are held as high esteem. That if you criticize them as well and criticize certain ideas as well, you're called racist, you're called Uncle Tom, and so on. Even black people like Candace Owens, Larry Elder, Thomas Sowell, the late Walter E. Williams, and so on, are called sellouts and that sort of, because they do not go with a lot of the narratives in the black community. So it goes many ways, not just anti-Semitic, but also Uncle Tom, sellouts, and all those sort of stuff. And it is very sad. It's very, very sad. No. Also, you all were speaking about Haiti.
Yeah.
And you all were speaking about Israel, Gaza, and that sort of issue. No, the ultimate reason why Haiti, and you have Israel and the Gaza situation and West Bank situation and the Middle East situation, period, and to the greatest extent, the problems in the whole world is because we are too disobedient to the Bible, and that is what is causing the problem, our disobedience to the Bible. And because of that, God is pouring out his wrath and punishment on different areas of the earth in different ways, including on us, Haiti, Israel, the Gaza, Palestinians, you name them all. So
But if listen,
that
but wait,
problem is fixed.
if
Always in problem. Hello?
but I don't. Okay, I'm not saying. I mean, I know what the Bible says and so on, but God has basically given us free agency, to a very large degree in the way we run our earthly affairs, right?
Well, I don't believe free agency relative to God. I don't believe God gave us free agency.
No, free will. That's what I'm saying. Of course, certain things are off limits. Obviously, he's definitely never.
All things. I don't think we have any free agency in anything relative to God or pertaining to God, because God in control of everything, including all of our minds, decisions. God is in control of everything. That's what Romans chapter I forget the chapter. Yeah, Romans chapter 11, verse 36, I think, where he said everything is by God, to God, and from God. Everything. So nothing is out the full control of God. What you were saying?
No, I was just saying. So how do you explain Israel is the most advanced nation in that part of the world. The richest, one of the richest nations on the planet. So I don't think that they are. I don't think they're really exemplars of following God's will, to be honest.
True.
I like your fairness.
True, so it's true. But what I'm saying, because of our disobedience to the word of God, that is why
we go through.
Places are having all these different problems, and the only way we can solve our problems if we biblically repent of our disobedience to the word of God.
I agree.
And start to obey the word of God.
I agree, but also our particular geographic and other circumstances will determine what happens for us. I'm not saying God's will doesn't come into it, but this is why I say, I mean, I've always wondered why. I've always wondered why, for example, Dominica. I was like, man, I mean, such a poor country relative to the rest of the OECS, and they're always getting all these blows and hurricanes. And then someone pointed out to me simply, they just happen to be more in Hurricane Alley than us in the chain of islands. It's not necessarily anything about God, because I mean, what are, you see what I'm saying? I mean,
the problem. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, if you can talk about God, I mean, you're gonna talk about God. I can find so many examples that seem to go against that narrative. I mean, the Chinese are, who's more godless than the Chinese? And the Chinese, they have what, the second largest economy on the planet. India, they worship a whole bunch of gods.
People who don't really serve Jesus always seems that they're progressing further than those who do serve.
Right. So this is why I'm telling him God gives us free will, and when He's ready with us, He'll deal with it. I'm sure He's going to deal with us.
As
so
he said,
we shouldn't necessarily ascribe it. We shouldn't necessarily ascribe it to Who's more atheistic? I mean, atheism is like a huge thing in Europe. I mean, who's more prosperous than these countries? They're raping
like the US
Africa.
says, in God we trust.
Yeah,
then it's a whole bunch of
they're raping Africa for its resources as we speak, yet they continue to prosper. So this whole thing about God, and trust me, I believe in God. I'm just saying, God gives us free will, so we shouldn't ascribe the way you're ascribing this godly reproach and all that. I don't really subscribe to that. I think when He's ready, He's going to deal with all the people who've stepped out the line.
Well, okay, John, sir. Okay, first of all, there's a number of stuff you dealt with. I really like to touch on them. For example, like I've said, in Romans chapter 11, verse 36, it tells us everything is by God, to God, and from God, and of God. Not only that, Romans chapter 8, verse 20 tells us everything is working for the good of those who are His children, those who are called of Him and love God. So everything is under the full control of God, including our mind, decision, you name it. So we have no free will in relation to God. In relation to God, we have no free, because God is in total control of us, our minds, the decision, etc. Now, when you read the Bible, for example, Israel, who was in the Old Testament, who was called the nation of God, and it was really more in a symbolic way and ceremonial way. Israel, who were called the nation of God, when they fell in disobedience to the Bible, you know what God did? God used a nation far more evil than them to destroy Israel, to punish them, to bring His judgment on them, the Assyrians, that is. So God works in ways that we many times don't understand. And not only that, but the reason why, for example, China and other countries, as God lets us, and by the way, the church is growing very strongly in China. the underground church, especially, is growing very strongly in China, the house church and that sort of stuff. So, and you have a few millions Christians in China that are even growing. So what I'm saying that, but sometimes you see nations, they're full of atheism, they're full of disobedience to the word of God. But you know what? A lot of the time, unintentionally and unknowingly, they implement for example, some economic principles that are in accordance with the Bible.
Okay.
Market principles, that sort of stuff.
Okay.
And God still,
Unknowingly?
one
Okay.
time, bless them.
Okay, look, I have another call, so I want to take another call. So,
Okay.
Okay, you can call back.
Okay.
Caller, go right ahead.
Okay, look, I have another call, so I want to take
Go ahead. Oh, Rusty, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to talk about this God thing with y'all, because you just said as well, Jamster, that the Asian people have a lot of gods, and you and I, we grew up in the Christian gods from school and Sunday school and that kind of stuff, and we need to understand that our God for us in the Western world is not the same thing in the Asian world. India have their own stuff. Other countries, lots of countries don't have their own stuff. We have to be very careful when we talk about our God. Our God is not ruling the world per se.
Exactly.
Because
that's the point I was making to him. Yes.
The 23 million people in Taiwan. Are you telling me because they don't believe in our Christian God who get nailed up on his son get nailed up on the cross, they are gonna go to hell? Is that what you're telling me? Nobody from Taiwan is that worthy to go to heaven because they don't serve our God? They have their gods. So I don't want us to think because our God is the only God. What about people who don't know all about, in Africa, people don't know all about our God? So we gotta be very careful. Yes, we grow up hearing Jesus Christ and this and that. Cool, I believe in that. That's what I believe in. But my friend believe that there's Buddha this and that, all kind of stuff, and I believe in that. I pass a place every day walking, and people go there to worship on some big belly thing and like 4 or 5 different stuff, and they do this stuff.
Buddha,
and it works for them. It works for them. So we can't just use our God as the only God. Rasta people have their own God. Selassie, they got their own stuff. In Sinkers, we got different gods.
But in Selassie,
they have the 7 day believe in worshiping their God one way.
But
there's the other church down in Macknight. Go ahead.
Jesus needs to come soon to finish all this.
I was just saying,
Rastafarianism
right is a different case because it's basically a Christian sect.
Yeah, they just have different vibes to me.
Because Makonnen is actually a descendant of Solomon and down the line of Solomon. So they may have misinterpreted the scripture from, they may have.
That is the point. That's the point
So
I'm trying to make.
It is a Christian sect. Rastafari is a Christian sect. So it's not.
Well, you would say that, but they would not. When I lived in Jamaica, they didn't call it a Christian. They use the same Bible, and most of the religious people are using the same Bible. The Quran. I just bought the Quran 2 weeks ago. I am going through it slowly, but it's basically saying the same thing with more verses than that kind of stuff. Basically saying the same thing.
You said more verses than the regular Bible, Rusty?
I'm not saying I'm going to give up my God. I'm going to say I'm going to use my knowledge to examine other gods.
Okay.
Well, God, just remember God said have no other God but me because there's only one God. There's only one true God.
Yeah, but which God is the real God? Which is the true God?
Boy, this is why I don't like the religion of politics.
We just have to have to use our intelligence. We have to use an intelligence. I mean, for example,
that's the point I'm trying to make.
I mean, a God that says, go and blow Ish up, and you're gonna get 75 virgins. I'll venture to say that's not a true God.
I'm citing there's a second person on the line.
You see, you're saying it's not a true God, but the people in
we have a caller.
Hold on,
Rusty. Hold on. We have a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing?
Hi, what's up?
To our nation, to you all. It's good. I'm listening to you all, but I'm going to leave that for you all to discuss. Because there's a thing for what I really call for is about the Labor Day.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a number of persons would have touched on it and said it's actually a worker. However, there's so much things that have taken place over the years, and I think persons should point back to when. But I just want persons to understand whether you go on not. And maybe that is why the march is not as successful and getting enough participation, because it takes on a different tone. Now, I've been to countries where a number of persons, a number of unions would have taken part and they speak on the different issues that affecting the different people, and the different workers, class of workers, and so forth. Okay? But over the years, I'm not sure that they speak more about workers, what they're facing, and what is coming. And I think it's Rusty mentioned about our people have to wake up and realize it is not about a political party. It's about workers, their rights, whatever should it be, what shouldn't be. However, I would like to remind persons, though, you don't even have to be a part of a union, because our Constitution said no one can force you to be a part of or not to be a part of.
Oh.
Right? It is just for persons who are in authority or whatever, doing whatever thing, just to be fair, right, and just, to give people what is right and justly there, and respect that other person's right, because the Constitution, do you have a union or not? The Constitution still mentions that there shouldn't be no slave labor, there shouldn't be no forced labor, and all those kind of things, and it mentions about the honest day's work for an honest day's pay. So, it is for everyone, all of us, to remember that. But the most important thing is that because I think the workers, the labor union, is as they will say, a sister or brother to the Labour Party. Everything seems as if it's just focusing on that, and therefore persons who might genuinely want to go to march to express their voice and their concern about certain things that are not happening or should be better for workers may not want to take part, because it's like, okay, they're not really talking about me. They're talking about encouraging me to be a part of the Labour Party. And that in itself, if you look at it, it could be like you kind of forcing me or coercing me to be a part of something I do not want to be, if I come to listen to the concerns and so forth of what should be. So that's my point. But all I want to say, when the day comes, whether you go or not to participate in the march, just do it be peaceful, be kind to one another. Yeah. And at the same time, since I'm here, just want to remind persons that the People's Action Movement will have a normal breakfast as usual. If you don't have a ticket, just come up and pay and enjoy, and who knows, it might be something different. So that's all I would like to say. But for all of us, remember to be peaceful. And with the Christian thing, I believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and therefore the God of Israel, the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, the God of Daniel, the God of Moses and Aaron, the God of King David and King Solomon, and the God of Elisha and Elisha. And I believe if our Constitution, if you read it good, it says that is the foundation upon which our country is built upon. Even the United States, that's the thing. That's what they say.
In God we trust.
Okay. However, believe it or not, there are some pastors who say, I prefer to wake up in heaven doing the right thing, serving it to God, and to wake up and realizing everything is wrong. And sometimes we use that same phrase in a more different thing. But all in all, to be respectful to each other, because the same scripture says, you wish that no man should perish, but all should come to the repentance of God. So even though you serve other things, it still says, you do not wish anyone to perish, but everything depends on the individual now to personally seek that. What the reward will be, neither me or you know what the reward will be. Anyways, God bless. Thank you, Nevis. You guys have a blessed one. Peace to all, peace to our nation, and you guys have a blessed one. And enjoy the Labor Day when it comes. And just remember, it's a workers' day and not a political party's day.
Okay, great. Okay, we're gonna have
Thank
to
you
take
for
a
your
break.
contribution.
But Rusty, you want to say a quick word before you go? Before I go to the break?
Not really. I don't think, my friend, I don't think we really understand the God thing that much, because we have not been exposed to other religions and their behavior on that. That's clearly that.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing about the Labor Day, one last thing, I'm done on this.
Mm-hmm.
September for USA, correct?
Yeah.
Everybody go to New York for Labor Day.
Yeah.
What is it about? Labor? It's about laborers?
That's a good point.
Or is it big?
It's about shopping.
It's carnival, and it's carnival too. Yeah,
exactly.
basically.
It's a carnival.
Yep.
It's basically September, whatever time, is a big party.
Good point.
And shopping. Okay.
I never thought of it that way. That's
what it is.
Yeah, it's even further removed from what we do. If you think about it. No, yeah.
Let me go
further removed from the spirit of Labor Day.
This last story. You remember, Jamster, there was a lady who was fired by the Labour government back under Douglas, and she had to bring her mother and her father to demonstrate for her rights. You remember that?
Yes. Yeah, I remember. Right. Yeah, I know who you mean. Yeah.
Nobody came out to help them. Nobody came out to help them. and they were demonstrating for their rights. And the last thing, I marched in the marijuana rights for smoking marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because I believe that they have their rights. I don't smoke marijuana. I never smoke. As a matter of fact, people come to me, oh, Rusty does smoke. Me never smoke. I never smoke. Well, I did smoke once or twice. But I am not a smoker of marijuana. But I march for the rights. And people would not do that. I march for the rights for the disabled people. Nobody came out there and helped us more than the people who were asked to come. But we don't like to unite and do anything. So work is not going to come. I don't care what nobody tell me. It's not going to happen until we got some investigation and do something from primary school to the elite school to indoctrinate people into stand up for their own rights. Thanks a lot for your time.
Okay, great.
Oh,
Okay,
welcome. Thank you
Rusty.
to Rusty.
Yeah.
I like that, indoctrinating, while we take the break.
Yeah. Okay. And now we're gonna go to the break with some music from Adrian's band Toucan. And also the lead singer here, she actually Eunice Brown. She actually passed away 2 years ago.
Yes.
That's her singing here.
Yeah.
Found the sound 98.9. WINNMedia FM.
For all your animal needs, try the Feed and Farm Store SKN. We have the best quality products in feed, dewormers, grooming supplies, toys, treats, and minor medical supplies. Drop by the store on the Kim Collins Highway at the airport roundabout. We're open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturdays. Give us a call at 669-FARM.
TVC Financial Services. We're here for you to help you make your dreams come true. Whether your needs are big or small, we'll support you with it all. TVC Financial Services. We are strong. TVC Financial Services. This is where you belong.
TDC Financial Services, where money is made easy.
And we are back. That's the music of Adrian Lamb's Toucan Band. Def Leppard's Pour Some Sugar on Me. We're back, and let's take this call. Caller, go right ahead. What's up? Hey, caller.
Yes.
Hey.
Good morning.
Ira, what's up? Yeah. What's on your mind?
I'm on?
Yeah, you're on. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I've noticed is that we're very good at explaining things, explaining the status quo, explaining what happened in the past. Very good at that.
Oh.
But we're not very good at aspiring to be better. And coming up with solutions for how we can be better, right? It's almost like we just accept the status quo, and that's it. Well, I don't believe in that. I don't think we should believe in that, because if that's the case, nothing will ever change, right? And this attempt to stereotype Kittians by saying, well, that is how Kittians do it, suggests that we are immune to things like best practices and progress and those kinds of things. Okay? The mere fact, all the way back to 1970 and 60 and 50 and so on, and wallow in that. That's the point. Not that you shouldn't go back, because history is important, pedigree is important, but you should not wallow in it. Okay, you should look at what happened in those periods to make sure that some things do never happen again, and two, if you can do the reverse, Also to make sure that we compare ourselves with a time when things were much better. And I'm thinking in terms, for instance, let's say the crime thing. There was a time when things were better. And so, we should be aspiring to be better. That's the main thing. Okay? And therefore not accept the status quo. In terms of the maps, I guess the Labour Party cannot divorce itself from its pedigree, from its, that's how they began. But at the same time, continuing in the vein that we've been doing in terms of the marches being essentially a political statement being made, I don't think it's good for us, right? As was pointed out, there are other countries in the Caribbean that have long since left that and gone to something better. Okay? The thing is, though,
give me an example.
In Barbados, in Grenada, the trade unions there are not. They may have spawned political parties, but the political parties are nowhere near as influential with those unions as before.
Yep.
Okay.
And so they're not seasonal. They're not seasonal vertebrates like here.
No,
that's what I call it. That's what I call.
But interestingly enough, one can argue that in this case, the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party has assisted in the demise of the union. They certainly haven't done anything to make it stronger.
My point precisely.
So it's kind of ironic that conveniently around this time,
exactly. That's what I meant by
workers.
Yes, that's why I said they're seasonal vertebrates. When the party when the other parties in power, oh boy, they were like on a score of 1 to 10, they were 11, and then when the Labour Party is in power, on a score of 1 to 10, they're 0. So
yes, it's a cynical. To me, it's a cynical exploitation of workers, if you ask me. That's I don't know how they can be comfortable with that, right? Because it's so obvious, right? And so, but you see, the thing is, we take this. Well, St. Kitts and Nevis is one of the foremost economies and have one of the best standards of living in the region. And we have done that without strong unions. And so one may wonder, well, how come those places that have stronger unions aren't better off? Okay, I think that is one of the things that I think mitigates.
But the thing is, it's funny, I never thought about that. But I guess the simplest explanation might be that there are just other structural realities that that maybe create that those shortfalls. I don't think it's necessarily. I don't think it's directly related to that.
You don't think so?
No,
I don't think the same. Pretty much in the same environment, have the same economic systems, pretty much have the same economic policies and so on. So you got to look at.
But I mean, take for example. I mean, I think we can't discount some of the other indicators that might have larger influences or smaller influences on the island. Take for example the Antiguan attitude. I've always said Antiguans are they think very big. I can't see, for example, anyone in St. Kitts would ever think about starting their own airline or starting their own beer. We just don't think like that, and it's sad. Antigua ain't got no water, and they got their own beer.
The union in Antigua would fight against the government of the day. They are never for the government.
There is that. I mean,
right? So
that
accounts for something.
They've always thought big. Yeah. They've always thought big, and as a result of that, they've done pretty well despite their circumstances.
Yep.
But you would think, though, that a place where the trade union is not strong would attract a certain kind of investor. And I'm surprised that we don't have more of that here.
But there are other mitigating circumstances. I feel like that's kind of a reductionist way to look at it because, like I said, there's other factors to consider. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know.
The thing is, since we've done well without the trade unions, I think that, like I said, that suggests that adds to the marginalization. People don't see the necessity for it. And Kortensia, it isn't that people in St. Kitts don't protest, don't have marches and things like that.
Okay.
If push come to shove, they would. It's just that they have not reached that state yet. But you know what I'm thinking of? I mean, what you probably have is wildcat type thing, spontaneous eruptions. I remember, for instance, I think the cable workers had something like that at one point. Okay. And there are other examples that you can point to where, people just get up and say enough is enough. What do they call them? The parks and beaches people. I don't know if you all remember that.
Yep, I remember that one.
When people are pushed to a limit, they do get up and protest. As a matter of fact, I know that when I used to attend regional meetings, for instance, there were some delegates who said, once in I'm from St. Kitts, would always say, one thing I like about Kittitians, they don't stand for nonsense. I remember clearly in 1993 when you had the disturbances, that was said. Okay, so we have that reputation of leadership, and of course, you could go back to 1935 and so on. So we have that pedigree, that reputation for being activists. So
really, we do.
Straight up, huh?
We do.
Myself and Jamsa just had the same exact reaction, and we weren't looking at each other. I just looked up and see him reacted.
So it's not accurate to say that we're docile.
So you want to say the reaction comes after much annoyance. So there has to be plenty of annoyance in order for a reaction to be there. And let's just not start the protests from the beginning, and then we have a bigger one when the annoyance is great.
And what's wrong with that? I mean, why go out and protest over mundane things, right?
Mundane things turn into big ones, Mr. McMahon.
If push come to shove, we would protest.
Okay.
And to understand that, a lot of people might be like me. I personally don't like things like marches and going out on the streets and no mob, being in no mob. I have my own ideas. I don't have a mob rule mentality. Right?
The last time I saw the biggest protest St. Kitts had was when the parties actually came together to get out the previous government. You remember that? That's the last time I see petitions and maybe some divisions. When the last big march we had, when we had the yellow and the red, and they were
that was
marching to get out the government. That
2014, 2015.
No,
somewhere?
just recent. Mr. McMahon, you remember that?
Yeah, wasn't that?
Well, okay, yeah, right. Okay. Right? I mean, when people feel really aggrieved, they come out.
Yeah.
Right? But we're not going to come out for a little mundane thing. If our power goes all the time, if we don't have water, we'll just grin and bear it.
But really? Do we have to, though?
Around election time.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Mr. McMahon, do we really have to, though? Do we have to really grin and bear it?
I don't think.
Can do something about it?
I don't think we're particularly activists. Sorry.
I think we're activists.
Well, yeah, we're activists, but I don't know.
No, we're not. It gotta be a big issue.
We're not coming out for the minor. So you're trying to say the other islands are being petty, right? Mr. McMahon?
But I'm telling you, if we feel strongly enough about something,
we're going to bang me mouth and do nothing about it.
So how do you explain 1993 for yourself?
I probably was a kid in 1993 and wasn't paying attention.
Well, I mean, it started with a split election, right? Yeah. Well, split election and.
Well, that's the whole point. It didn't necessarily start there. People, I mean, most people would not have gone out on the street and thrown bottle and stone if they were not very strongly agreed. And the reason why there was impetus for that action was that there was a group of people, mostly labor people, who felt marginalized because back in those days, and it still happens now, maybe to a lesser extent, but it still happens. It was winner take all, and I mean, politicians felt comfortable, openly saying, "Well, we're in power now, and Labor could." There was a famous statement by one, basically saying that Labor people could stop. I mean, politicians felt comfortable making outrageous statements like that, right? Well, in that kind of circumstances, of course you're going to get people who are going to take strong action, and they took strong action. You know, that's why I always say, you might say it might have been over the top, but that's what all oppressors say, right? You give me oppression any part of the world, whether it's Palestine, South Africa in those days, wherever. If you have a group of people who are prepared to face machine guns and tear gas and all the rest of it, state power with just bottles and stones and those kind of things.
But one thing,
they're either very stupid or they're very brave.
But one thing that's not going to happen.
Think about it. You going up against something like state power with guns and tear gas and so on. You know you cannot win.
Yeah.
You know that you're at a disadvantage, but you're gonna do it anyway. You gotta be very brave.
One thing that's not gonna. I'll tell you, Ira. One thing. Tell you one thing. One thing that's not gonna happen around here for sure is no one is gonna go in front of a courthouse and set themselves on fire. That's for sure.
yeah, that's extreme, huh?
That's extreme. So you know,
but you could see the strength.
Yeah,
just to
make the point that we don't really have a. We don't have a sense of sacrifice. I don't think we don't have a sense of sacrifice.
Yeah, the guys who are in a crowd and facing state power, they are just as susceptible to abuse of it and being shot and killed as the guy who said they might not commit suicide, but suicide in terms of themselves, but it could be suicide by cop. Right? They have to be committed. That's the point I'm making. They have to be aggrieved and marginalized to the point where they feel, well, this is the only thing going to work. And they have to have a sense of not only history, but the future. They've seen what one man can do in the past when it comes to changing things, right? I mean, we all remember the guy who stood in front of the tank in Tiananmen Square in China.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy had to be crazy.
Yeah, no one knows where he is now, though.
Oh boy.
And
that's true, but to do it and run the risk of being rolled over, he was quite prepared to be rolled over.
I mean, whether
the fact is, he started a movement essentially. And one man can do that, and similarly, one man now can make the decision to change things for the better, because they're looking at the future generation as opposed to right now. You know, and figure that.
Okay, yeah. So, Ira, we have gotta take a quick call here from Rusty, and then we have a segment coming up at 9:30. So, yeah. Okay, caller, go right ahead. Hey, what's up? Okay, Rusty, we have to be brief because we have a segment at 9:30. So, can you do it in a minute?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
Ira is talking about people that demonstrate and that kind of stuff. He talks about 1993. Apparently, Ira is playing ignorant to the fact that that was not a demonstration because all the ammunition, the fire, and the stones, and the bottles and stuff were right up in Massey's house. So they already had the plan. That's not a demonstration. That's not people coming to demonstrate because they're angry about something. Yes, it was a 3-4 seat thing, but it was not a demonstration. People don't demonstrate in St. Kitts. He heard me talk about a perfect example. He know about the situation I spoke about. We don't demonstrate. We don't. That's the point I want to make. He know fully well it was not a demonstration, it was a right. And when the Guyanese sugar workers came to St. Kitts and they couldn't get the payout, they couldn't get whatever they wanted, and they demonstrated, Douglas send them back home, send them back down to the Guyana. You see, we don't remember things, you know. I hope you guys, I hope Jamster, I know you know these situations. I know you can answer certain things, but those are what happened. We don't like to demonstrate. Listen, Labor got through 5 years, it's not a demonstration. Not a demonstration. All right, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Thanks a lot.
Okay,
all right,
Rusty.
Rusty, thank you.
Yeah, so we have the CFBC dance ensemble coming up right after the break, and we're gonna go out with some more music by Adrian's Toucan band. If Only My Dreams from their 1980 first album, 1984. Just a little piece, of course. Here we go.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
Looking for something extra? Look no further. Suppligent's got you covered with our Suppligent Shop and Win promotion. You can be the lucky winner to take home one of 3 cash prizes. Just spend $12 or more on any Suppligent Tetra products at your favorite supermarket, write your name and contact at the back of your bill, and place it in the specially marked entry form box for a chance to win big. Promotion runs April 1st to May 30th, 2024. Suppligent boosts you up.
It's 9:32, and we have got Marcia. See, I even sounded it out phonetically. Make sure I don't get it wrong this time. Don't want to don't want to get on your wrong side.
And I was just asking her, what is it Marcy is not into?
Oh my God.
So to our listening audience, Marcy and her crew, well, Marcia, but we use what we know her as. They're here to speak about the CFBCK Performing Arts student. Well, let me rephrase that. So the CFBCK Performing Arts students presents a journey through dance, Caribbean Dreams. It's today actually,
yes,
Marcy.
It is.
It is today at 6 p.m. at the Sir Cecil Jacobs Auditorium for a mere, I'm like, this is cheap, a mere $5. So Marcia and crew, tell us about.
Wait, let me ask you. So you're saying that this is a graded course dance?
I was shocked to myself. I'm like, what? Okay. I'm enjoying myself dancing, but I still have to do it properly to be graded correctly.
Yeah, that's
good. In 2024, where the creative economy is taking flight, we need to have an influx of these creative subjects on our curriculum.
Oh, wow.
Because children, we're talented, we're diverse, and we need this kind of educational push and not just see it as a stereotypical hobby or something you do on the side. And so I'm very excited, good morning everyone, that the children have an avenue where they can transition from theater arts, which they do already in the high schools.
Okay.
But the argument was, when they finish with high school, then what? So CFBC has now reintroduced, because it's not the first time, reintroduced the performing arts program, and today is a special day for them.
So are you still within the creative economy?
That's my job.
Okay,
But
okay,
I'm an adjunct lecturer at the CFBC College.
Okay.
So our classes are like 7 to 9 in the night. We have long nights.
7 to 9?
In the night,
And
yes.
how many persons make up this ensemble?
Well, this first year we have 7 to begin with. Some are doing majors, some are doing it as an elective, but we are grateful that we have jump-started.
Some are doing it as a major?
Uh-huh.
Cool. Okay. Well, they have a lot of confidence in their earning potential later on, because, you know, the argument before was, like me, I actually wanted to, I remember when I wanted to go off to study music and engineering and stuff like that.
Yeah, that wasn't a thing.
They didn't, they were like, what? Basically.
Look at you strange. Just say,
Yeah.
what? Do you the money that we want to do that for, like,
exactly.
Yeah, but
So I get it, you know.
Yeah, we're excited. And with me today, we have 2 of my lovely students, very talented, very excited to share with you what you are going to see tonight. I would have them introduce themselves, and they will tell you about what to expect this evening.
Okay, we'll start with this young lady in the blue and white right here.
Hi, good morning. My name is Inaya Walwin, and I'm a student at the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College, and performing arts is my elective.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. My name is Deja Phillip. I am a student at the Clarence Fitzroy Bryant College, and performing arts is my elective.
Okay.
To really get into our Millie recital, to reiterate what the host here has said, the theme is Caribbean Dreams, A Journey Through Dance. It will take place at the Sir Cecil Jacob Auditorium at 6 p.m. sharp. The admission, small change, $5.
Yeah.
To really get into what our mini recital is about, it follows the story of a foreign exchange student who falls asleep during class, and during this dream, she interacts with different persons and different cultures and learns more about Caribbean dreams and Caribbean cultures.
Okay. So Marcia, are the courses designed by you?
No, it's CAPE, so it's CXC.
Okay.
It's official, it's legit.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll speak, when they finish talking about the event, I'll speak more to what the program offers.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
But I want to put a plug here. I know they just said $5. I don't want the audience to think that $5, because we have a kind of more than saying kids. And in the Caribbean, $5 that ain't of any, it's not of any substance or quality. The $5 because it's a college, and we want students to come out. We want everybody to be able to afford to come to the bank. So that's just a contribution for them and their hard work.
I get you. It's like people are like, it's like you can't win. It's like $5. Nah, that's not worth my time.
Yeah.
Like, who do they think they are? You know?
Yes.
You can never please people, huh? Alrighty.
So Inaya is now going to share a little bit about what the audience can expect.
Yes, so when you come tonight, you will surely be greeted with some beautiful pieces that we have put together over the 10-week period, consisting of different genres and types of dances like trios, group pieces, solos, and the genres vary from dancehall to ballet. So if you want to see all of that, make sure you come tonight, 6 p.m. sharp.
Okay. Will food and drinks be on sale?
No, it's a very short program. It's like an hour.
Okay.
The exam, because it's an exam. So they would do their performances, and then the judges, the external judge, Miss Heidi Slack, who is a renowned dance educator and choreographer for many years, she, along with myself as the teacher, would give them their feedback, and deliberate as to how they would have done.
So it's
And
sort
their
of an
grades.
SPA.
It is. Well, we say
Okay.
IA at
Okay.
college level.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More interesting is the process. So Deja is now going to share with you what it was like preparing for this recital.
Okay, at the beginning of the 10-week period, it wasn't really stressful. That's when we began to brainstorm ideas on what direction we would like to go in this production. But however, when we really got into it and we started to plan the choreographic pieces, we started to plan what our costuming, lights, etc. That's when things got a bit stressful. We would like to thank Malachi Tucker Gumbs for really taking all his time in order to prepare the music and the voiceovers. Yes, Malachi. What else did we do? That's basically it, but it was really, really stressful coming towards the end, especially because we only had one time to practice at the bank. So we really had to try to fit everything that we needed to prepare in that one space of time.
So did teacher Marcy put all of this responsibility on you, the students?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, so she's teaching you great responsibility already.
Yes.
Okay, good
I'm
stuff.
basically following instructions. As the adjudicator, I'm not supposed to be involved in the process. So they had everything to do on their own.
Okay.
Plan the front of house. Each of them were given a task, a role, a responsibility. Who is in charge of music, who is in charge of costumes, front of house, who's in charge of choreographing the pieces. So all of them had their little bit to designing the poster. They had everything to do, full
So
production.
all of these things that they had to do to prepare for today, will be marked?
Will be marked,
Ooh,
correct.
la, la.
Correct.
Oh, boy.
So you asked James earlier about the program. The program really has two units. It's a business. There's a business element, business for the creative arts, which that's unit 1. We are going to do that next year. This year. Well, next year. Starting September. But we started with unit 2 because unit 2 is more involved, is more practical. So they get to dance, they get to there's a module called History and the Dancing Body, so they get to learn about pioneers, the origin of dance, ballet dance, African dance, all the genres, persons who would have influenced dance over the years to where we have it now. There is the element of choreography and performance where they delve into technique, hence why the exam is a recital, because now they have to go and show what they would have learned. Part of the exam also involves a solo piece. So this is just phase 1. It's a group project today at ECCB. Tomorrow they have solos at Victoria Road, where they have to conduct their own warm-up. So I'm not involved in that. I'm just grading. I have the red pen, and they have to execute all that they would have done and prove to me that I wasn't wasting my time.
Okay, so tomorrow is just for them. Tomorrow they don't need an
Tomorrow
audience.
is solos. Well, the PRs will come for support.
So I'm assuming it's gonna be filmed. So probably
Yes,
see it on
yes.
and the
Not
entertainment
live
channel and so
stream,
on.
but they
I know,
have
but we'll see
videography, right? So
after the
persons
fact.
can view it
Yeah,
afterwards,
okay.
correct? And for students coming, so they know what to do.
Okay.
So ladies, are you first-year students or second-year students?
I'm a first-year student.
I'm a second-year student.
Oh, okay, so you're going to miss the second part of the program?
Unfortunately.
Oh,
So the
okay.
lady in the blue, I know you said it was your elective. What's your major?
My major is accounting.
Accounting.
Ooh.
Okay, nice and rounded.
What's your-
Renaissance woman.
Deja.
Law.
Oh, a future lawyer
Law,
right here.
okay.
Or a judge. Which one?
Lawyer.
Okay.
Lawyer. Okay.
So we need a balance because we
Yeah,
we
I
are
love that.
short of entertainment lawyers and lawyers that deals with creatives, and so being a creative themselves, I trust that they would move in that vein.
Oh, so she can work on the money and this one can work on the law
Yes,
for us.
one
Okay.
big nice creative industry.
Okay, I like that. I like that. So, a reminder, folks, of the ensemble this evening, the mere cost, and why it is important that they show up and support you, ladies, and the others.
So, our
Come on out
Our
tonight.
recital is tonight, 6 p.m. sharp. Gates open at 5, so you can be there early, get your seat, and why you should come tonight. It will be an exciting night. You will get to learn about the different Caribbean islands and the different dances, because some people think Jamaica is just dancehall. You will learn more tonight.
Okay.
And where will it be, Deja?
Sir Cecil Jacobs Auditorium.
And everybody is excited that ECCB is now back on stream. The auditorium is now open. So even this week and last week, the high school students had their theater as program exam up there.
Why
the
didn't I go to
production
school in
side.
these times?
I know, right?
Oh, jeez.
Fun times. It's fun learning. It's fun learning. You're learning what you love. You're doing what you love.
Exactly.
So it's easy marks.
Yeah, when we went to school. We went to school in the time when
you peeping for Mr. Von with the strap coming around the corner.
Matsling. That's all you need to know.
That was our
Yeah.
fun to
Pretty
run.
much.
Yeah, for real. And
Maths
to
and
run when
English.
you see the
You know?
principal coming.
Yeah, so
Reading,
Oh,
writing,
boy.
and arithmetic.
Exactly.
This is very good. You guys are in good hands with Marcia.
Great hands.
Yeah.
Great hands.
Yes, we know.
I have to butter her up because I always
They
call
say they
her
know
name
you
wrong
know.
and then
So I just want to put a plug and say a sweet encouragement to all the students, both who are here and the others who are listening. It's been a roller coaster for them, and because they're already in other groups, other companies that do recitals, so fatigue is real. Like words can't explain how overwhelming it may have been for them, but I know that they are going to execute and deliver. They're going to be awesome tonight, so I want to wish them well. And we thank the college for bringing back the course on board so that we can facilitate all the wonderful talents we have in St. Kitts.
Exactly.
absolutely. And that's it from the CFBC Dance Ensemble. Don't forget, tonight you're going to support them. It's only $5.
Only $5.
And I look forward to seeing this on ZIZ Ensemble.
Yes.
And the
And
plans.
creativity.
And the entertainment channel. Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
Thanks for
guys.
having us.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
guys.
Thank you, ladies.
Break a leg, guys.
That's
Gotta-
right.
Not
That's what you
literally,
say.
I say hold on tight. You love me, you love me. You love me day, you love me night. You love me when I'm feeling right. You love me long, you love me strong. You love me when I'm feeling down. Yeah.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Fruta full of vitamin thing. Real fruit juice, not full of vitamin. Pop open the goodness, just dive in. Fruta every night, fruta every morning.
It's the amazing taste and quality in fruit juice you've come to know and love. Anytime, anywhere, any occasion. Fruta is your tastier, better, healthier choice.
We got the vibes, fruta. Real nice, fruta.
And for the families, remember to pick up the 1 liter.
Out it. Tried so hard so many years to get you close to me. And now I really can't believe you love me, you love me. You say you want to be with me. My heart and soul agree that this is really heavenly. You love me, you love me. Tell you about it. You love me in the middle of the night. You love me in the broad daylight. You love me, I say hold on tight. You love me, you love me. You love me when I'm feeling down. You love me when I'm feeling strong. You love me, I say hold on tight. You love me, you love me.
12 minutes on till 10 o'clock. This song, it's also Toucan as well. You didn't watch the funeral yesterday, did you?
I told you I watched some of it.
You watched some of it.
Did
you see a guy speaking who was talking about, well, he spoke yesterday.
The only thing I saw is the lady from the cable.
Okay. Well, Adrian actually wrote this song.
Oh,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And the dude that's singing, Tyrone Nesbitt, he gave a very rousing. He sang a song for Adrian, song that he wrote yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was pretty. The weird thing with the system, these songs are all in the system, but sometimes what happens because of the size of the hard drive, when you do a search, they don't all come up at the same time. So this is why I couldn't play them yesterday, because when I was searching for them, only 4 came up at first. And then the day before I was searching, and then yesterday when I searched, I said, oh, finally all of them came up, you know? So that's why I'm now playing them. But yeah, so
ensuring he lives on.
Yeah, Love Me, written by Adrian Lamb himself. Okay. So we are back. It's a pity you don't have your phone, right?
I know.
You want us to leave that surname thing for tomorrow, maybe?
No, but maybe we can touch it.
We can touch it?
Because I think they could have some serious surnames, because when I moved there, all I heard was Libirds and Browns. I swear, in school, everybody was a Libird or everybody was a Brown. You hardly had, like, odd names. But those two names, like, they run the island, Libirds and Browns.
To be honest, right? Like, sometimes when I hear I hear surnames from other islands, and I guess because we don't have them, they seem cooler. Like
you find, or they just, once you hear the name, you know this person is not from here.
I mean, it's like boring Libird and Brown and Huggins, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you hear some of the cool surnames from some of the other islands, like even like some of the other European names that are not English, like the Spanish ones, like Montano and French Dubois.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
But those are the recent surnames that has been coming into the island. Because even my maiden name, which is Moses, people thought I was related to the Moseses and Sadlers, and I kept telling them no.
Yeah. So that Moses, and what do you know? Oh, and like in Antigua and the islands that had a bigger French influence, they always have these interesting surnames.
I'm trying to remember the biggest
like
surname
Emmanuel
in Antigua.
And
oh gosh, what's the biggest surname in Antigua? Jesus.
Joseph, maybe?
No, not even Joseph.
Richards, Roberts.
Oh boy.
Martin.
Martin is big in Antigua. Yeah. Roberts is big in Antigua too. But no, there is a particular surname that's big. Oh boy.
And then they have
I really needed my phone for that.
They have Brewster in
Barbados.
Oh, do they have Brewster in Antigua? I think I met somebody from.
I've never met
Burton. Burton is what I'm thinking.
But Burton is Dominican.
Burton is Dominican.
Yeah, but I know there's the Burtons that I know in Antigua from Dominica.
Okay.
You mean Burden? I've heard of Burden.
Oh, Burden. We have a Burden Street here, but there's nobody here named Burden. So they may have, because in a lot of cases, we had all these surnames and they're not around anymore because the people migrated and so on. Like the library is named after a Halbert.
Yeah,
and I think there's one. I think there's one. I know he comes and goes all the time. There's one guy that Tony had introduced me to. He comes and goes. I think he lives in Canada, but he's the only Halbert I know. You know.
So what's the biggest surname here in St. Kitts?
According to the article, I'm looking for it here now. Yeah. So folks, this is article I saw a few days ago, 2 days ago, I think, on. We'll talk about an appropriate name for our website, mentalfloss.com. I didn't make that up.
No, your mind and flossing.
Mentalfloss.com.
Floss your mind.
Where is it? So it was tracking the the biggest surnames per country all around the world, and I was hoping they'd have St. Kitts, and they did.
Okay.
And St. Kitts is Williams, and Guyana is Possard.
Yeah, of course, Guyana's full of Indians.
Yeah, Prasad. So I was kind of surprised at that. I thought it would have been. Okay, so let me just read a little bit.
Williams? I didn't even think about Williams.
You'd have thought it would be Brown, right? And Libird,
exactly.
yeah, okay. Williams? It said, throughout history, different countries and cultures have taken to using last names at different times. One of the first was China, where the legendary emperor Fuchi is said to have introduced a system of inherited surnames, and then they go on to talk about the research shows that inherited ancestral names come out on top in the most countries around the world, with many using names that honor a father, a mother, or an ancestor. Names alluding to some kind of personal characteristics also prove popular. In several African countries, praise names take the top spot. For instance, the Democratic Republic of the Congo's most common name is Ulunga, comes from Bantu, and is specifically given to a person who is ready to forgive any abuse for the first time, to tolerate it a second time, but never a third time. So if you notice, you know, it's Nigerians, and there is like innocent and blessed, or blessing and favor and that kind of thing.
I swear they took all these things from the Bible and just said, let's name the kids that.
Okay, so let's start with the Caribbean. So they have the most common last names by region. So let's see what the Caribbean is. Oh boy! And actually, this is going to be fun for me, because the only two I checked when I sent the article to you guys
was Ghana
and Saint Kitts. Yeah, I didn't check any. Okay, so Belize is Martinez.
Okay.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Williams. Really?
Williams again?
Yes. St. Kitts and Nevis, Williams. Joseph. Actually, I thought that, but I remember when I was thinking Dominic, I said I wouldn't be surprised if it's Joseph, and it is Joseph. Grenada is Charles.
Who is Joseph? Whose surname? Whose dominated surname is Joseph?
Oh, I can't think of anyone offhand, but for some reason,
no. Here in St. Kitts, or that was an Island.
No, Dominica.
Dominica.
But I remember,
Joseph.
I didn't look, but I remember when I was thinking, I wonder what Dominica is, and I said I wouldn't be surprised if it's Joseph, and it is Joseph.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
One of the members of CASAV, his name is Justin Joseph. He's from Dominica.
I never knew that about Dominica.
Yeah.
I thought it was more of a French surname.
I was right about Antigua. It's Joseph too.
Joseph?
Yes.
I'm shocked.
Really? Barbados is Clark? I would have thought it would have been like Blackman or Blackett or one of those, right?
Yeah,
one of those kind of names.
Clark?
Yeah.
Okay, continue. That's weird.
Yeah. Dominican Republic is Rodriguez.
Of course.
Jamaica. What?
Jamaica's Williams too?
Guess what Jamaica is? Brown. I'm sure.
There was a switch. I would have think it would have been Simpson or
something like that, right?
Yeah. Oh boy.
They don't. I wish they had more islands, but they.
So those are all the islands?
St. Lucia. Oh my God! St. Lucia is Joseph too.
What?
Yes. Guess what Trinidad and Tobago is?
Prasad.
Mohammed.
Oh, the Muslims are in Trinidad and Tobago, because Prasad is Hindus and Muhammad is Muslim.
Okay, let's look at some. I'll select some islands from.
I'm actually shocked, but I'm thinking
Cuba is Rodriguez as well. Haiti. That kind of makes sense. Wycliffe. Think Wycliffe.
Jean.
Okay.
Jean.
I can't believe Jamaica is brown. I thought it was going to be something like.
As I said, Simpson.
Marley. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I know he wouldn't be. He wouldn't be Marley. Guatemala Lopez, El Salvador Hernandez. Let me see what the U.S. is. Oh my God! Guess what the U.S. is?
Let me tell you, Joseph.
No, U.S.
White?
No.
Wait.
Smith.
Oh, Smith. Oh.
Guess what Canada is?
Smith. What?
I am not making this up. Yeah.
Canada and the U.S. are tied with Smith?
Smith, yeah.
Smith's actually my mommy's maiden name.
Let me go to South America quickly. And South America, okay. Let me see. Brazil. What's Brazil? The Silva. Okay.
Yeah, I would figure that. Yeah, the Silva.
Portuguese, yeah.
Yep.
Suriname is Lin.
Lin? As in L-Y?
L-I-N.
Oh, Lin.
Really?
That's not Chinese, though.
Yeah, and of course, Guyana, Prasad.
That's Hindu.
Venezuela is Gonzalez.
Okay.
Colombia is Rodriguez.
Ecuador, so Colombia is like, a couple others.
And Chile is Gonzalez as well. Wow. And Argentina is Gonzalez as well.
Yeah, a lot of, because I realize a lot of them, including Belize, which I'm shocked is
I thought Belize would have been an English name.
Yeah. Me too, but Belize is a mix of a lot of things. Yeah. I can't put my hand on their one thing.
Let's take a quick look at Europe now. Guess what the United Kingdom is? Smith. Bingo! Smith.
I just figure.
Ireland.
Wait, Williams?
No, Murphy.
Murphy, oh.
Yeah.
Scotland?
Scotland is, well, no, the whole thing is Smith. I guess Smith is way more than whatever Mac,
Okay.
and so on, and all this. Well,
because
all
a lot
this
of
would
the names that we have here in the
Yeah,
region
come
came
from
from
there.
up that way.
So France is Martin.
Martin. Oh,
yeah.
Martin.
Yeah.
Martin.
Yeah. Italy is Rossi. Monaco is Rossi. They speak Italian.
Yeah. Rossi.
Spain is.
Don't tell me Gonzalez.
Mm-mm.
Martinez.
Garcia.
Oh.
Portugal is.
Portugal. The Silva.
Silva. Just Silva.
Just Silva.
Mm-hmm.
Portuguese. I'm trying to imagine.
Let me see. Malta is the Borg.
The Borg.
You will be assimilated. Borg.
So B-O-R-G.
And Italy is.
We said Rossi.
Did I say? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I was
you
looking.
said
I was
Rossi
looking
and
further
Monaco,
down.
yeah.
Okay. Vatican City has one. Bachmann for some reason. That's weird.
Bachmann?
Yeah.
Bachmann?
I don't know why they have Vatican
That
City
sounds
separately.
weird.
Yeah. Germany is.
Wait, let me tell you.
You're not gonna guess it, but it actually came up before. I think.
Smith?
No, Muller.
Muller.
Same as Switzerland. Yeah.
Muller.
Because in Switzerland they speak German, French,
Yes,
French
and
and Italian. No, German, French, and Italian they speak.
They don't speak Swiss over there? They
Very
speak
small. Helvetian is a very, very, very small part.
What don't
of
they
it.
even... You said German... What did you
German, French,
French, yeah,
and
French. Yeah, I know
Italian.
they speak
yeah.
French. So it's Belgium.
Russia is Nowak. I thought Russia would have been like I can't think of any. No. Let me see.
You said Russia is Novak?
Oh, I haven't given Russia. No, Nowak. Nowak
Oh.
was Poland. What's Russia? Sweden is Anderson.
Okay. What's Siberia?
Siberia. No, that's part of Russia. So that
Siberia
won't
is
be
part of
separate.
Russia?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
Ukraine
know
is Melnik, really? Okay. Where's Russia?
that.
Let me see.
Siberia is part of Russia?
Oh yeah, Russia. Yeah, it's like Western. It's like Western Russia. So.
I'm shocked.
But what's?
Because I know some tennis players, once
Oh,
they're
they
playing and
are.
they're from Russia, their flag is the Russian flag is just a white thing.
Oh, guess what? Guess what Russia is.
Wait.
You're not gonna guess it, but guess anyway.
Wait, I'm trying to think of a Russian name.
Ivanova. I guess that's. You know what I think? I actually think they compile these based on phone books. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, yeah.
So now, when you consider that women tend to be slightly more of the population.
Yeah. Okay.
So Ivanova would make sense. But then,
Russia,
and
right?
the other countries don't. Their language is gender based.
Yeah, Ivanova.
Ivanova.
Ivan, because if you think
China
about
is
Ivanka,
China is Wang.
and them, they're from Russia. Well,
Mhm.
they're from Russia.
No, she's from
Ivan,
Slovakia, I think.
who? Donald Trump's ex-wife? She's not Russian. The one.
No, not Russian. I think.
You sure?
No, I think Yugoslavian, something like that.
Someone of them is Russian.
India is Devi. Really, I would have thought it
Devi,
was
yeah.
something else.
No, Devi.
This is
Devi
fun.
songwriter.
I'll leave some for tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll give one more. South Korea is
South Korea is Ling.
no Kim.
Kim.
North Korea.
I don't know.
Kim. I always knew that. I remember learning that in high school. That Kim and Park are the most.
Kim and Park.
Yeah, the most widespread surnames in Korea. Yeah.
Oh, in Korea.
Both
Park.
Koreas. Yeah.
Okay.
Park,
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so
That was a
it's
fun
3
way to end
minutes
the
after
show.
10. Yeah, it was fun. Right? We can continue that tomorrow. It's kind of fun actually. Looking at.
Yeah.
I didn't even look at Japan, but I'll leave that for tomorrow. Let me look, but I won't tell you. What's Japan?
Ping.
Really?
Or
Sato?
how?
I have to give you Sato.
Oh.
I would have thought it would have been something else.
Hi. On that note, to all our listeners, have a great 2nd of May.
Yes.
Do what
and-
makes you happy and achieve the goals that you wish to achieve today.
And to all the Williamses, have a great day.
Yeah. Jihan, have a great day.
And Kortensia Pussard will be back with us tomorrow.
What? It actually doesn't sound bad, but okay, fair enough.
Okay, have a nice day.
You too.
Okay.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.